So the next one is crate training. So the size of the crate is the first thing we want to take into account. So the crate should be big enough that the dog can stand up, spin around freely. A really good way to check if your crate's too small is, can you fit a water bowl in there, and does the dog frequently knock it over? If that's happening, it's probably a little bit small, unless your dog is a bit overexcited or it's just knocking the bowl over for no reason. That does happen as well. The next is getting your dog into the crate. So we're going to step into a practical demonstration now. Sweet, so coming into crate training, what we're going to do now is we're going to show you how to start to implement the crate training, a couple of first key points we want to do when implementing the training. So the first part is going to be getting the dog into the crate. So there's a couple of key factors here. Toby, obviously, let's go buddy. He's already crate trained, so he's used to the crate. But what you're going to find initially is if you have a dog that has never been in a crate, you may get a little bit of resistance, or you may get a little bit of uncertainty initially, which is perfectly normal. It's just a part of the training process. Cool, so the first stage of the crate training is going to be getting your dog into the crate. So initially I recommend putting if you've got a puppy, a harness with a lead. If you've got an older dog, just a standard lead will do, or even a slip lead. The first part of it is going to be getting the dog accustomed to the crate. So what I recommend is feeding the dog in there, so popping the dog's food just at the back, leaving the crate door open and letting the dog wander in to get its food. And for the first 3 or 4 days, I don't want you to close the dog in the crate. I just want you to let the dog get used to walking in and out on his own. Once we've got the dog going in there with him kind of seeing it as nothing different than eating it off the floor in the living room, the next thing I'm going to do is get the dog, close the dog in the crate. So assuming we've got the dog comfortable in there, in your kennel, good boy. I'm going to close the dog in there now, okay? So when I first start by closing the dog in here, what's probably going to happen is the dog's going to initially want to get out straight away. Okay, so he's going to start pawing at the door, or he's going to start going whoa, whoa, and making a bit of a fuss. Some dogs don't, but they generally will at some point. The second the dog starts to do that, what I want you to do is just open the cage and close the door, okay? And you're going to do this until the dog backs away from the door. Once the dog backs away, open the door, close the door, lock it again, let the dog process. If he starts up again, open the door, close the door. Generally what will happen is the dog will back up and give a little bit of space. So it will go from being at the front of the cage to maybe half of the length of the cage out, or a couple of inches out from the door of the crate. And what we're looking for is the dog to create a little bit of space. So I'll see if I can get it with Toby. Nope. Good. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. Obviously, Toby understands this drill. He understands the second I close the door on him, he needs to back off and respect the doorway, and I can essentially leave the crate door open. He shouldn't jump out. So this is kind of the end result we're looking for.